Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video. I hope everyone had a lovely and restful Thanksgiving holiday. I skipped a video last week because I typically upload on Thursdays, and so I just wanted to give myself a break to enjoy Thanksgiving and spending time with family and doing some Christmas shopping. So that is why there was no video last week. So this week I'm going to do a Project Pan update video. I know it feels like I just did one since I skipped a video last week, so it's not been that many videos in between since my last update, but since we're about to get into the final month of the year, which is crazy, I figured I would go ahead and give you an update on my November usage of my 5 items in my Project Pan, and then see where we end up at the end of December. Hopefully I will finish up more of the items in the project, and then I will, at the end of December, do a final update on the 5 items that are in the project currently, and then also review everything that I used up for the entire year in my Project Pan, which is very exciting to see it all kind of come to a close. So if you want to see the progress on the 5 items that are currently in my Project Pan, then just keep watching. I also wanted to give a shout out to the palette I used today for my eyeshadow look. I've been really enjoying this palette. It's the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. And for today's look, I used, what did I use? Because it turned out like a lot more pink than I was kind of thinking. But I used this vague color, this wit color, more orangey, and then I topped it all with Mia. And then I used this fair like on my brow bone. But I think it turned out like super pretty and a little bit different than what I was going for. But it's interesting because this palette, it does come across so neutral, but you can get like a more pink look or a more like orange peach look out of it too. So I don't know. I've been really enjoying this. It's in my current everyday makeup drawer from my Shop My Stash, so I will link that playlist below. And then next week's video, I'll be doing an updated Shop My Stash for my everyday drawer to kind of update it with some more winter themed items. So stay tuned for that next week. But let's jump in to the items in my Project Pan. The first update I have is for the foundation I've been using, the Urban Decay Hydromaniac. I have the shade 30 Light. And I believe last time during my update, this was weighing in at about 18 grams. It is now weighing in at 14 grams, so we're definitely making progress. It literally feels empty. It's crazy. But there's still, it still comes out when I squeeze it to use it every day. So I really am thinking by the end of December, this could be considered done. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the lengths of like cutting it open and getting everything out. I might. I really can't tell how much, like it's so hard to judge sometimes because like I said, it feels empty. But also I will say in November, there were many, many days where I didn't wear any makeup just because I wasn't feeling super great and I didn't go to work for like a week basically. So I think in December, I will definitely be more consistent in wearing makeup every day. So I definitely think I can use this up by the end of the month and add this to my empties for the project. The next update is for the powder foundation or the powder that I've been using. It's the Super Stay Better Skin powder from Maybelline. And as I said in the intro, this is definitely a little too dark for me right now. So the progress has been a lot slower. I definitely expanded the pan. I think last time I had just kind of hit this inner ring barely, and so I've definitely expanded it out. I was hoping to make it to the outer ring by this update, but that has not happened. But I also think it's almost time to repress this because even though it seems like there's a lot, it's getting really hard to pick it up evenly on a powder brush. So I might give this another week or two and then repress it. And then because it's so dark, I've been mixing it with my e.l.f. Camo powder foundation, which is much lighter. So these together seems to give me a decent color match. So in a way, it's good because it's helping me get use out of this e.l.f. Foundation powder, which I don't think is my favorite. So it's kind of a way to use that. But then of course, because of that, it's just making the progress on this a little slower, but I'm still hopeful that I can use it up by the end of the year. I don't know. Like I said, maybe once I repress it, it'll be easier to pick up more on my brush and kind of get through it by the end of the month. But that's where we're at currently. So definitely still making progress. Next is the bronzer palette or the face palette that I've been using from Smashbox. It has a contour, bronzer, and highlight, and I've been focusing on the contour and the bronzer. I feel like this looks no different from the last update. Like the pan has barely expanded. I really thought I was maybe gonna hit pan on the bronze shade, and I haven't been using the highlight. That's not really what I'm focusing on right now. But I will say I definitely am seeing like dips, like a pretty big dip in the contour shade. It's hard to tell. And then the bronzer shade has definitely flattened out and I can see more of the edge of the pan. So these are just so powdery that when I put my brush in it, like it really has a lot of kick up. So I think because of that, it's kind of coming off in a more even layer instead of like targeting the middle, which is why that pan hasn't really expanded a ton. And I definitely know that I will not be able to use this up by the end of the year, but I just wanted to go ahead and add this in and get going on it so that when I roll it in to next year's project, there will already be significant progress on it. And plus, this is definitely one of the older items in my makeup collection, so I definitely want to use it up. And I think I said in my intro, I might end up just scraping out some of this highlight shade and using it, like mixing it in with a lotion to make more like a glowy lotion. And then I think someone had commented like trying to use this like setting the under eyes and like just like lightly as like a finishing powder. And like I've tried that a couple times and it's just too like stark white. Like I know it doesn't look super white in the pan. It looks more like a yellow champagne, but it just comes across like very powdery and leaves that like white cast, which I don't love. So that's why I'm thinking I'm probably just going to end up using it in a lotion. But that is where we're at on this palette. The last two items are lip products slash cheek products. So the first is the double-ended Bite lipstick. I used up one side already in the project, so that side's completely gone. And so I've been working on the lighter pink side, and the progress has been so great. So it's definitely flattened out. There's really not that much, and I definitely think using it as a cream blush and a lipstick has really helped the progress. It looks a little smushed right now, and that's because I did accidentally like smush it a little with the lid one time, but I definitely am super like confident that I will use this up by the end of next month. So really excited about that, and it'll be good to kind of get this out of my collection and have used up too many lipsticks, and especially since Bite is no longer a company, it's good to kind of roll those types of products out so that I can focus on current products. And the last lip product is the item that I will finally be rolling out. It is as finished as I can get it, and it is the Buxom lip liner that I've been working on. It was like a chubby short one. And even though there's still some left, I can't sharpen it anymore. Like it doesn't fit in the sharpener and able to twist it anymore. So I wore it down as best I can. I really can't get much more use out of it. So I'm pretty happy with that and calling it done. So that is super exciting. So we will be rolling this out, adding it to the list of finished items for the year. And since it's so close to the end of the project, as I said in my last update video, I'm not going to be rolling anything new in at this point. I'm just going to focus on the 4 items that are left, and I think that'll be good because, this lip liner was nice, but it wasn't honestly my favorite color for my lips. So I'm excited to kind of focus on some different lip liners and switch it up a little bit, use other things in my collection. But yeah, that is my update for November for my project pan. Let me know in the comments below if you're project panning and what you think the last month of the year is going to look like for you. I'm excited to wrap up the 2023 project next month and hopefully have at least 1 or 2 more items to add to my final tally. And yeah, at the end of the month, next month, look for an overall finale on my project pan. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified of all of my new videos. I typically post on Thursdays. Next week will be a Shop My Stash, and then I have a couple more ideas for videos for December. So yeah, keep an eye out for those. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye.